Right, runners, we are going to talk recovery things. You have so many questions and all of them super valid because as coaches, we keep talking to you about how important recovery is, but then there are conflicting messages about what works and what's worth your time. So I wanted to jump on and do a live to really talk about a lot of these different recovery methods and see what questions I can answer for you. So we're gonna start things off by looking at two of the most common that most of you have in your house. So we're gonna talk about foam rollers and massage gun. But like I said, if you have questions, drop them. I will watch and I will keep answering things. So what's the difference and do you need both? I think you need both because I like having both. They work differently. So a foam roller is really breaking up that fascia in your body. It's breaking up adhesions. So the way to think about fascia is when you peel an orange and it's still got that like white layer around it, you have that white layer throughout your entire body. So that is your fascia. It literally helps to hold you upright. It gets, knotted and tight from all of the things we are doing, the running, the lifting, etc. So this is helping to break that up. The other thing it does is foam rolling. When you are on an area, you are bringing blood flow to the area. So it can help with rehydrating your muscles and things like that. Super useful. Okay, so what's the difference then with a massage gun? I am using Force here. It is the one you guys see me use the majority of the time because I really like it. It's a little different. So massage guns have two types. There's percussion and vibration. The majority of massage guns are just going to be percussion. So percussion is, as you have seen it, it's pulsing in and out and it's pulsing into the muscle. So slightly different results from percussion versus vibration. Same as the foam roller, we're gonna be increasing blood flow, but the other thing that you're getting with the massage gun is you can actually be a lot more targeted. So it's a lot easier to hit that little spot in your shoulder that is like super hard, or that spot in your glute. So you're more targeted with what you're doing, which is super useful. We do know from numerous studies that using it can help improve range of motion. So we know that's important for runners. If you don't have full range of motion, you can't get that full backswing, or in your feet, you're not getting the appropriate spring out of it. Yes, I'm gonna talk about boots and ice in just a second, so I promise to answer that. So the thing I like, however, and this is what I've discovered for me, I like the foam roller for breaking up those adhesions, and then I am more a fan of the massage gun when it comes to pain relief. So specifically with Fours, it has vibration. And like I said, you don't see that in every massage gun, so you have to look for it. There are numerous studies showing that vibration works for pain relief. Also really helps with kind of that DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. So studies showing that 48 hours after, all the way through there, people had less muscle soreness from using it. So with vibration, what you're actually doing is it becomes like a neural connection all the way to your brain. So with percussion, imagine if you had a bruise and you were just sort of pounding on it, it doesn't feel great. But with vibration, what actually happens is you're disrupting the signal that's going to your brain, right? Cool. So you're stopping that just repetitive pain cycle that's happening to your brain. And sometimes that's enough, right? If we can short circuit that, then maybe you can get in there and actually do the deep tissue, or you can do some stretches, you can do some mobility, some things to actually take care of that. But when you're just in pain, it is way too hard to even do, the glute strength that we know is helping a lot of stuff. So that's the kind of two different functions that a massage gun will have. The other thing, Yeah. Sorry, I have to look at my notes because I have so much I want to tell you. So the other reason that I use fours though is it's the only one I have seen like this. It's actually called a Cryotherm Massager. So with this, the head actually gets both hot and cold. So because we're going to talk about ice later, heat and cold, so contrast therapy, is amazing for pain relief. I tend to have crazy tight calf muscles no matter what I do. And so if I can turn the heat onto this and then use it, heat is for relaxation. So it tells my calves to let go, and then I'm able to work in there a little bit deeper. I'm able to get rid of some of the stuff that's causing that stiffness, that tightness, that pain. Meanwhile, when I'm using it on, say, my neck, from looking at my phone all day to talk to you guys, I alternate between like a couple minutes hot, a couple minutes cold, a couple minutes hot. And so then you're getting that pain relief signals, all of that kind of stuff. Yes? Okay, we're gonna talk about ice. We're gonna talk about the boots. Let me see, I saw one question that I thought was related. So foot recovery, I actually really like the massager. So a lot of people don't realize that. You can run it along the bottom of your foot, and that's great when you are getting ready to run. It actually helps prime the body. So that was, I don't know, a post I did a while back, pretty cool. Also, hard tennis ball, lacrosse ball, rolling your foot over it is a great way to kind of work on those muscles. Foot massage. Does someone in your life love you? Foot massage? Okay, here's something else I want to talk about though, because we're going to get into things like compression pants. So with the massage gun, with the foam roller, there's been a lot of studies, there's a lot of data. We know these things work. With a lot of the other stuff, the data is not conclusive. However, what we do know is that if you think it works, it works. So it is the power of your mind. It's that placebo effect. So the data is not conclusive on tons of other stuff. But if you feel like it is working for you and you feel more recovered and feel more energetic, keep doing it. That is what the science has come down on in a lot of places. Okay, so you asked about cold, so let's start there. Cryotherapy and ice baths, they are different. The data on cryotherapy is super wishy-washy. The couple of things that they can absolutely agree on is if you're going to do cryotherapy, it really needs to be full body. So it needs to be when you actually walk into one of those rooms rather than when they have you in the little chamber. So I, in the past, was doing the chamber and always sort of like, I'm not seeing any difference. But it really, with the cryotherapy, they have found you need to walk into that room. You need your full body in there. And really what you're getting is anti-inflammatory. There's also some mood boosting sort of things. However, the benefits are much higher with ice baths. So with ice baths, part of it is actually due to the weight of the ice, which is sort of interesting. But that's part of what is having the effect. So with an ice bath, you need to be submerged up to your neck so that we want to ensure you get this area back here. It is an area that contains a lot of the brown fat in your body. So you need to be submerged up to your neck, and it needs to be cold enough, which is going to be 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. I do not know what that means in Celsius, so I can't answer that. The one thing that I do want to mention with ice baths is, while we know it can help with recovery, it can delay muscle soreness, all of those things, there are lots of benefits, increasing metabolism, etc. I don't want you to do it all the time. So you see NFL players doing it right after a big game, and that's because they need to do the exact same thing the very next week. So you finished a marathon and next weekend you're aiming for a PR again. So it's that cycle. They need to stop the inflammation. They need to stop any swelling. They need to recover as fast as possible. However, during training, after a long run, You want your body to go through that entire breakdown cycle because that is how it builds back stronger. So if every time you finish a long run, you jump in an ice bath, you are actually decreasing the results you're going to get because you are decreasing the amount of response that your body is going to have to the stimulus that you give it. Interesting, no? So, good to use, just not all the time. So really, really great for you. Jump in that ice bath after that race day or after the really hard workout when you know you have to do something else really, really hard really soon, but not after every long run. Okay, compression. So this is where the mental stuff comes in. I love my compression tights. I love them. I swear by them. Is the data there to entirely support compression gear? No, it's really not. So we know they work in a medical setting. We know that compression results in more blood flow. So more blood flow can mean less chance for cramps. It can mean just improved recovery. But when they actually test it out on athletes, does it improve their performance? Not so much. Compression boots, really pricey, same thing. So they can show maybe some reduction in muscle soreness, but actual improvement in any kind of performance, there's no data yet to support that the compression boots do that. And that's the issue with a lot of the recovery stuff is they have done studies at this point on tons of stuff, and it is very mixed. It is very 50-50. Some show benefits, some show absolutely zero benefits. And that's where it keeps coming back to you mentally and what works for you mentally, because then you will be consistent. Actually, that's one other reason that I like the Fours massage gun over the foam roller for some of you, because I know the foam roller can be very, very painful. The massage gun, especially because you control the level of vibration or you control the level of percussion, is often less painful, and therefore you will be more consistent with it. And we know that just like you're running, consistent recovery practices are gonna benefit you as well. So, another reason for those of you who are like, I've tried the foam roller, I just can't. Okay, massage gun might be the thing for you. When they compared vibration to someone getting an actual deep tissue massage, same results. So I think that's pretty cool too. And again, you can tell I'm big on the vibration in terms of massage guns versus percussion. Okay. Let me see what other questions I can answer. I know I'm throwing a ton of information at you, but it's because I really, have certain things that I like and want to share with you, but I also am not a fan of just spending money to spend money. So I want to make sure you know what's really beneficial and what's going to work for you. Okay, let me look at some questions here. Nope, not those. Okay. Let me scroll back and see if I missed anybody's questions. Like I said, anything you want to chat about with recovery. The other question I do get a lot is around massages and whether you should use a massage before or after, say, your marathon. So you can do both, ideally both. Let me make sure I didn't miss any big questions there. I don't think I did. If you had a question I missed, just drop it again. So, massage. I do love getting a massage before your big race. However, not the day before, at least 3 days before is kind of what I would say if you are getting a deep tissue massage. So the sports massage I got last week, it was a lot. Sometimes in a sports massage, you kind of want to cry. And that's okay. That's what I want. I want her to break everything down. Usually the very next day, I have one of my best runs because my muscles are so fresh. However, this time she either went harder or I had way more stuff to work on because I was so sore the next day. So that is why I don't want you to get your massage the day before the race because we just don't know. So at least 3 days before, if you are going for that really deep kind of massage. If you're going on for, say, a Swedish massage, so that very relaxing, then yeah, a couple days before you're probably fine. And those are great too. So both are great. Sport deep tissue, really good for breaking up those adhesions. For me, I just find, like I said, my body performs better. I have less issues with knee pain or IT band when I am very consistent with that, or with calf cramps. Now, Swedish massage is different. You're not gonna get that I wanna cry feeling. You're gonna get that I am so blissed out feeling. So we know that massage helps to release all of those like calming hormones, and it's telling your muscles they can let go. And part of that is actually due to the physical touch of another person. So that's pretty cool. Again, like I said, massage gun though, if you're like, I just don't have the funds to go get massages, they have shown the benefits are the same. So massage gun works, and then you can use it whenever you want. Post race, I say give yourself a couple days, because everything is gonna hurt to touch, and that's not enjoyable. Okay, I saw some questions, let me find them. Katie, I've been following your tips and newsletter for years, and everything you recommend is right on and works. I just had to read that because I appreciate it. Thank you, Katie. I'm glad you're here. S-Max Runner, carbs for recovery, super important. Also protein and fat, super important for recovery. So you figure in every single workout, you are burning both carbs and fat, and your muscles are being broken down. So to jumpstart that recovery process, we need some protein to help the muscles start rebuilding. We need carbs to help the muscles start rebuilding, but also because we need to restore that energy. So if you don't take in enough carbs, then you're already depleted going into the next day. So then it's hard to be consistent, hard to go hard on the hard days. So yes, super important. For women, we do know that 30-minute window post-run actually becomes really important. For men, they can have up to 3 hours a lot of the time. So that's where green smoothies, Greek yogurt, some of those kinds of things. You know, I'm a big cereal eater, so love me some cereal, and maybe I'll have a protein drink with it and some nut butter. So kind of figuring out what is the thing for you, because I know a lot of times you are short on time or you do not feel like eating after your workouts, but it's really important. There was a question about when to use like a massage gun or your foam roller. So you can use it immediately after your workout if you want. I personally don't like it immediately after the workout because I am tight and usually I'm busy because I do work out in the morning. So I prefer using it at night, especially with the massage gun, because we have said it is similar to someone giving you a massage, which tells your brain that you can relax. It helps you sleep better. Boom. Best thing you can do for your recovery, sleep. So, evenings. Oh, AZ Desert Runner. How much protein intake for recovery and how much is recommended? So in general, and I'm saying this based on who I generally know my audience to be, 30-ish grams post-workout is ideal. Now, this can vary a little bit. Say you ate before your workout, because you should, and then you only worked out for maybe a 30-minute really easy run. Okay, then that 30-minute window might expand a little bit. You didn't do enough to really use all of that right away. But if you lifted hard, if you lifted at all because you broke down your muscles, you did a hard workout, or you did a long run, then that's when we really, really want to prioritize getting in that nutrition as soon as we can. So 30-ish grams, 30 to 40 is really what your body can use at any given time. So that's what we want you to kind of aim for. So if that's your little snack, maybe your banana with some nut butter before doing the workout, and then after, can you have an actual breakfast? So for those of you who can do eggs and toast, so easy. As I said, green smoothies are like make ahead, grab and go. Super easy as well. High protein pancakes if you want to do something like that. My goal in general is to make sure that only a small portion of your protein is coming from a powder. So if you're relying heavily on protein powder, just see like, are there ways I can slowly start weaning myself off of it? It's not awful. It is a stopgap measure for a lot of us, but are there little things so that I can use just a little bit less of it over time? Finding our bliss. I think I talked about the types of massage, so hopefully that helped. Okay, let me see. Am I missing any other questions? Okay, cool. I think I got all of the questions. But I will hang out for a couple minutes here to see, are there other questions that you guys have? Really focusing today on just questions around recovery, because I do a lot of your questions on other things. So for those who missed it from the beginning, I'm going to do my best to save this and repost it. I never know what Instagram is going to do, but we covered the foam roller. We covered our massage guns. Let's see. Catherine Petrie, how long should you wear compression tights after the marathon for soreness? So again, that's where like studies are kind of back and forth. Personally, I wear them all day after the marathon. So if we're going sightseeing, I put them on under my jeans. I usually don't sleep in them that first night. And part of the reason for that is we know that it's trapping some heat. And at that moment, your body is just working so hard. You are probably going to be hotter than normal that night, especially. And so I want to make sure my body can release all the heat that it needs to. And then I will wear them again the next day if I'm still feeling sore. Like I said, I'm a fan of the compression pants. The one tip, however, is calf sleeves. Do not wear these on a plane. So if you are going to wear compression on a plane, go with the compression socks. We already know that blood is pooling in your foot, so then with that compression sleeve, you're making it worse. So no sleeves on an airplane. Okay. More questions. Joey, does an easy run count as a recovery day? A recovery run counts as a recovery day. So they are slightly different. A recovery run is usually a max of 30 minutes, and it is usually like a minute, 2 minutes slower than even your easy day. It is such a chill run. So that can count. And that is what elite runners do. So if you are trying to really ramp up your mileage, slowly adding in that super, super easy recovery run is a way to start getting in more mileage without beating the body down further. The key point always with a recovery run is, are you skipping rest because you are mentally like freaked out to take a rest day, or are you just really feeling pretty good? And so therefore you've got a little energy and you're not too sore, you're not sluggish the rest of the week, you're not having trouble hitting your hard runs because you are doing that. Susie rides waves. Can you recommend an electrolyte drink? Yes, let me think. There are a couple of different options. Some of it depends on what you like in a recovery drink or an electrolyte drink. UCAN is a good one. Noon, but it's like their Noon Pro or Advanced or Elite or something. Regular Noon does not have enough sodium in it. It just doesn't. So you can sip it all day long when you're at work, that's great, but it's not enough when you're sweating. What are some other ones? Element is a new one that is out there that a lot of folks like, and that is super, super, super salty. Super salty. So to me, it's on the other end of the spectrum, too much. What else do I usually have? Gnarly. I like Gnarly Nutrition. Tailwind, so I use some of their liquid nutrition stuff. So I like those brands as well. Okay, we'll see if there are any final recovery questions, but I think I have hit all the recovery questions. I think some of you may have been submitting them as questions, but they are crossing over from my stories, and so that is not helpful for me to answer them. Okay, that was good. Hope it helped, especially with the Fours massage gun. I will leave a link in stories because I talked about it so much, so if anybody wants to check that out and learn more about it. Otherwise, I hope this helped. Hope you all have some great runs, focus on your recovery, and I'll see you later.